Accessories, accessories, accessories. These accessories won't make you a better gamer, but depending on who you are and what you need, they may enhance your experience. Sorry for my voice has been kind of under the weather these past few days. This is a 7-in-1 USB Type-C hub. As you may have expected, this thing has 7 ports. You've got your usual suspects. You've got an HDMI port, 2 USB 3.0 ports, 1 Type-C port for power, 1 gigabit Ethernet port. The 2 unique additions here are a micro SD card slot and an SD card slot. You could use this to transfer files over between different SD cards if so desired. Most of the docks I've covered on this channel are specifically made for the Steam Deck. You can tell by the fact that those docks have right-angled USB Type-C ports, and they have a more limited selection of ports. This hub right here has a wider selection of ports and is more so meant to be a general purpose device. You can plug this into laptops and use it just fine. In fact, I would imagine that's probably what it's meant for. One disadvantage to this over using a dedicated hub is that you don't really have a place to prop up your Steam Deck. For some, that's not really an issue, but for others, you will have to use a kickstand or some sort of case that has a kickstand built in. Or, a separate stand. Like as you can see here, this is plugged into my capture card directly plugged into my PC. It's recommended that you plug the charger into the dock. The next one I want to look at is this Cable Creation USB Type-C to HDMI cable. Yeah, this is an unusual cable right here. As you know, the Steam Deck can output via Type-C, so I figured I'd take it to the logical extreme. A USB Type-C to HDMI cable. So, how does it fare? I would say it works pretty well. This is it directly plugged into my TV. And as you can see, there's no issues whatsoever. It properly outputs to my TV. See? Perfect. Next up is this dock from Funalot. Funalot is a company that contacted me to check out their Steam Deck dock. The first thing that sticks out to me is how reminiscent this dock is of the JSAUX dock. Yeah, it's kind of unusual that this looks exactly like the JSAUX dock, but then you realize that they probably have the same manufacturer or something like that. Whatever the case may be, this is more or less a JSAUX Steam Deck dock, under a different brand of course. There really isn't a whole lot to say about this dock in particular, other than the fact that it's a reliable dock. I mean, it's the same exact dock as the JSAUX dock, basically. And yes, this dock will fit most Steam Decks with most cases on them. The one real fault of this dock is that it doesn't really do anything super duper unique, All in all, it's a pretty decent dock, but you'll need more than that to stand out. And here I have 2 different accessories by MVRPDXC. Is that a real brand name? I'm not sure. But the point is, they asked me to check out 2 of their accessories. The first is this Total Complete Protective Kit. It's got a lot of things in it. Like for example, it's got these screen protectors and screen protector cleaning kits. I have quite a few screen protectors, and I have one on my Steam Deck currently, so unfortunately I won't be testing these out. Next up are these trackpad and grip button skins. You apply these over your trackpads as well as your grip buttons in the back. Unfortunately, they only give you 1 pair, so if you mess up, then you're fucked, basically. So my personal advice to you guys is to not fuck up. And finally, we get to the meat of this package. We have the protective carrying case. It's similar to the JSAUX one, as well as the D brand one that I've covered on this channel. The main differentiator, of course, is the kickstand design. It's a very robust kickstand design, so you're not likely to knock it over on accident. It's also got cutouts for proper ventilation. They've also got some extra ventilation holes cut out, but the fan doesn't really flow there, so I'm not really sure what the purpose of that is. And as you can see, this is the very top of the device itself. Instead of having cutouts for the proper volume down and volume up buttons, they instead opted to have their own buttons overlaid on top of the actual buttons themselves. It makes for a cleaner look, though I do think the volume rocker could feel a little better. The power and volume up buttons are fine, but the volume down button doesn't even feel like I'm pressing a button. All in all, it's not a bad choice for a case. Of course, the second accessory that MVRPDXC sent me was this carrying case for the Steam Deck. It's very much a sling bag design, or as I like to call them, shoulder-mounted fanny packs. The outside of the case is a nice hard plastic. This, in conjunction with the padded interior, makes it a pretty good option for protecting your Steam Deck. It's even got a little security latch right there to prevent your Steam Deck from shaking inside this case. And it's got 4 different pockets for putting accessories in there. What sort of accessories can it fit? Maybe I'll test it out in a video. The only real flaw I can think of with this case is that it doesn't stay open. Like, you can unzip this thing all the way and it'll still try to close up on itself while you're trying to fit the Steam Deck in there. Unfortunately, this kind of design makes it kind of difficult to put the Steam Deck in there. You have to hold it back with one hand while the other hand is used to, well, put the Steam Deck in there. I do want to like this case, but that's probably the biggest flaw this thing has. That said, the case is form-fitted to the Steam Deck, meaning nothing should be able to interfere with the controls. And as stated before, there are 4 different slots for putting accessories in. You've got these 3 in here, and you've got an outer zipper for putting accessories in. This case doesn't really come with anything else though, so that about covers it for this case right here. And finally, we have a new accessory, a new JSAUX dock. Yeah, I've covered a lot of JSAUX docks on this channel, and so of course I'd cover this dock. What makes this dock different from all of the other JSAUX docks? Well, this dock in particular, like the official Steam Deck dock, has a DisplayPort port. Wait, why do we call them DisplayPort ports? It's like calling it an ATM machine or a PIN number. It's absolutely stupid. Anyways, here's the dock in question. And it comes in this nice bag material that I'm gonna throw away anyways. So let's talk about the dock itself. It's very much identical to the other JSAUX docks, more specifically, the JSAUX upgraded dock, the one with 3 USB 3.0 ports and gigabit Ethernet. Well, it's basically just like that dock, but with an addition of a DisplayPort port. That's the major addition. But this major addition makes it literally feature pair with the Steam Deck dock, you know, the official Valve one. Feature for feature, both this dock and Valve's dock are basically identical. And of course, here's Valve's dock compared to the JSAUX dock. JSAUX's dock is about 25% longer than Valve's dock. But of course, JSAUX's dock does support external cases. Like in this case, Project Kill Switch fits in here just fine. You can even plug it in. Do note that most cases that have protruding kickstands won't fit in this dock either. Kind of like the one we just covered in this video. Of course, there is one improvement I can ask for from all of these docks. You see that USB cable that's affixed to the dock? I want this to be removable. I want this to be its own separate wire that I can plug and unplug at will. Hell, even the official Valve dock has this problem. I'm not sure if this dock warrants making another separate video about it, but I do want to compare all of these docks together. Given that I have literally every single JSAUX dock that's currently available, as well as Valve's own dock, as well as a bunch of other docks from a bevy of manufacturers, I would certainly be down to make a video about docks. All sorts of docks, Steam Deck docks if you will, but it'll take some time. If you wish to directly support High-Tech Lowlife, you should check out the link in the description below for our Patreon page. And if you like this video, you should give it a thumbs up and subscribe as well. And if you want, you can also join my Discord server. As always, links in the description down below for all of this.